Welcome to Pickleball Journey. Today we are talking about 4 basic tips for beginners.
Let's get into it.
If you're not already subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button.
Leave a comment below.
And be sure to hit the like button. So as mentioned, we've got 4 basic tips for beginners. And this first one that we're going to be talking about is having an athletic stance. So oftentimes when Elisha and I are watching beginners play, we notice that beginners can sometimes have like I call it like a soldier stance, or even like a statue where they're standing pretty straight up, where they're, you know, just kind of stiff. They're looking stiff. And so we want to get in this athletic stance, very relaxed, where your weight is shifted a little bit forward. So we'll hit a couple here. I'm going to hit just a couple where I'm in this more stiff stance, and then we'll shift over towards being athletic. Go ahead.
Here we go.
So starting off, kind of hard to even think about doing right away because just used to that athletic stance. But I notice right away when I'm just kind of standing straight, I'm not moving as much, and I'll have a little more, a few more shots that are off center on the paddle.
Yeah. And sometimes you can get into this kind of soldier state without even realizing it. So a good way to kind of monitor yourself is take video, and especially when you're playing or you're just playing in rec league or anything like that, to be able to see whether you're getting low enough, because a lot of times when I take video and I'm playing, I realize, oh man, I am in a really bad stance. So just to take video of yourself to see if you're actually getting low enough is a really good idea to kind of analyze whether you're doing it right or not, you know?
Yeah, that's great. And I mean, I think a lot of people come from other sports, whether it's golf or tennis or, but any sport, you have to kind of watch what you're doing.
Yeah, give yourself feedback.
To know what to correct, because you can't really feel it.
For sure.
So that's great. So now let's just do a couple here where I'm, again, relaxed in more of a athletic stance. I'm pretty loose here, bending, looking for, you know, just ways that I can be moving forward, stepping into the kitchen when I need to. And this allows me to also be ready if he hits a couple aggressive shots at me. I'm more ready. You know, I'm not just standing here.
Yeah.
Just kind of as a sitting duck.
A quick shout out to Frometh. They got paddles and gear. Check them out in the description below. We got a discount code for you guys. All right, so the second tip for beginners, we're talking about the return of the return. So it's after I've hit my serve, that second ball is coming back and I'm getting ready for it. A lot of times as beginners, we hit that ball and we step into the court, which is a good thing, right? But we kind of get excited and we get moving forward and we don't realize, hey, that ball has to drop and hit the ground. So we're standing in a space that the ball could potentially hit the ground. So we need to reestablish ourselves back to make sure that we can move forward into that return of the serve, okay? So what we need to be doing, if we transfer our weight into the court, we need to make sure we're getting back so we can establish ourselves to move forward. So something like this would look good. So we're hitting it, I'm moving forward, I'm getting back so that my next ball I can move forward to hit a third ball drop or a drive, either one. Now, there's always exceptions to this. Like if you like establish, just transfer your weight, but you don't step forward, you can step back, that's fine too. And also, if your opponent during that game is not hitting very deep returns and you're hitting great serves, you might want to cheat a little bit. So if you hit that serve and you want to cheat a little in because they're not hitting good returns just to get a little bit closer to the kitchen line, that's also good. So nothing is like set in stone. It's just based off of normal, good strategies based on beginning a match. If you go into the game and it's different, then go ahead and adjust your strategy.
Before you hit some awesome drops, be sure to drop a like button. All right, so the third basic tip for beginners is to think about your next shot. So too often we see beginners that are kind of just hitting the ball and they're not really doing any sort of anticipation, but even just more on a basic level, thinking about the next shot that they're gonna hit. So if I'm back here at the baseline and I've hit a good deep shot, I don't wanna be sitting back here waiting for them to hit it short. I wanna think about, all right, my next shot, I want to be at the kitchen hitting hopefully an attacking ball because we've hit it deep. The same goes for areas at the net. If you've hit a ball to kind of position your opponent to be back a little bit, you want to be thinking, all right, what is my next shot? I'm hoping for it to be a ball up here, and you're just being ready for that. So regardless of where you're at on the court, always try to be thinking, what is my next shot that I want to hit, and what is the next shot that I'm likely going to hit. Make sure you stay out of the kitchen, unlike Elisha, but hop into the kitchen for their awesome curated content on Facebook, Instagram. They've got it all.
All right, guys, for the last tip for beginners, we're gonna talk about different grips, okay? For the first grip, it's very simple. It's a continental grip. So we're gonna grab the paddle like we almost grab like a hammer, okay? Where this front edge is where we're hammering in a nail, okay? If we wanna think more technical with it, okay, I'm gonna go from a right-handed perspective. We're gonna think this first index finger, that first knuckle, is gonna line up with the right edge of our paddle, okay? Or the first notch of the grip. So you're gonna line that up if you're thinking more of a technical version. But if you wanna think simple, it's just a grip on a hammer. That's a continental grip. The second grip we call ping pong. I call it a ping pong grip. You're gonna hold it like a ping pong ball. You choke up on the grip so that your the skin between your thumb and your index finger is hitting the beginning of the paddle, and then you're gonna have your index finger rising up on the paddle a little bit, and so as well as your thumb. You don't want them too high because then the ball could hit your fingers, but that's just for some stability, especially in dinking. So a lot of people that transition from ping pong use this grip. For the last grip is going to be an Eastern grip. It's essentially the continental, but we're gonna move it over slightly, turning the racket to the left, my hand's going to the right. So what that looks like is turning over just a little bit, and you're gonna have your the knuckle of your index finger more towards the center of your open paddle, or aligned with that bigger side of the grip, okay? So it's going from that continental, and you're moving that over slightly so that you have more of an open, especially on the forehand. The backhand's gonna be a little more closed. You'll see a lot more advanced players using this just because it's a little more difficult on the backhand. You can shift back and forth, but it's difficult. So I would use one grip and generally try to stick to it, not transition between the two, just to get a good feel for that certain grip.
My dad's make it hurt.